So, when I went to get the headphones, I know I was leaning back there, I pull into the Chevron, and this beater Toyota, old, 90s Toyota, zooms in, and as I stop to let them zoom past me, their back passenger door just flicks open. And the guy at the gas station is sitting outside smoking, and he's, looking back and, what is going on? And this crackhead dude wanders his way out of the passenger side and shuts the door and just goes into the gas station.
So wait, the back door of the car?
The back passenger door flung open as they went and pulled into the parking lot.
They pulled in so violently that it opened the door of the car.
But I don't know how, because the back was filled with a sleeping bag and bottles.
There's just a dude back there?
No, there's nobody back there.
Maybe
it just
opened.
wasn't
closed from before.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, how does that happen?
It could just be a broken door that doesn't close all the way.
No, he shut it. When he shut it, I don't know.
If he's on crack, it might not have been closed in the first place.
That's very possible.
Yeah.
They at least didn't have any teeth. I did know that. That was not.
So could have been meth.
No, true. Yeah.
So we don't want to stereotype.
We are in Washington. Actually, we're in Olympia, so
it could be anything.
Any of the substances.
Oh, I tried to parallel park on coming back too, and I couldn't get in this spot, and I had this homeless lady heckling me hard.
Because you couldn't park?
Yeah. She's like, you'd better off just pulling away. You can't even do it. Yeah, try it again. Bitch, can't. I'm like, she made me leave. I couldn't. I'm like, no, I can't deal with this.
That's
this is
amazing.
too much.
That would have just made me stay.
But I know that lady. I've seen her before because I used to live here. So I know that lady. Because I know her voice. She got this really deep, gravelly, and that's what she does. She sits there and just heckles people. She's also methy as well.
Yeah.
She has the itches
heavy
going.
mether.
Yeah. So we're at the Wildman Gastro Pub in Olympia. It's really cool.
In the secret room. Sorry, I'm chewing.
That's okay.
That's okay.
You can chew into it.
Right into the microphone.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to BPM Podcast.
Yeah, hi everybody.
We
Welcome
have a
to
camera that we can look at now.
Yeah, we're not going to be looking at you very much. Welcome to the third episode of BPM, and it's cool because we're in person.
Yep.
We're in person.
Finally know what Mick looks like now. He was invisible before.
Yeah,
probably for the better.
We didn't have video conference.
No, definitely we're not video conferencing.
I was thinking about that too because F-Face does that. They don't have their video on, so their dynamic's a little bit different because you don't really see what the other person's doing or what they have around them. I don't know. It's an interesting way of doing it.
Can't talk about scenery.
Stop trying to be like everybody else, Mick.
That's how you have to do it, though. You have to pick and choose the best things from everybody else. You steal everybody else's material.
No, you don't, because then you have to give them royalties.
Not if you just change it a little bit. I have a Harley Davidson jacket that has the whole, shield and everything, but one of the E's is backwards.
Yeah.
Bam, no royalties.
Like all those Facebook videos where they just post the entire movie, but just change the pitch of the movie a tiny bit so that it's different audio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't stand that. I'm like, no, I will pirate my movies like a normal person. Don't really do that much anymore, though.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that we have a law-abiding Mick here.
No, I just stream pirated movies that other people pirated.
Yeah, that's the way I do it. There's some pretty good.
I don't download them myself.
Ones.
There's no illegal things happening in my computer.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else's server.
It depends on what you're watching it on.
The internet.
Right. What service on the internet? That's what it is.
Are there illegal services?
If you're connected to the internet
they're
illegally.
legal services, but the way that they get the things.
Because it's illegal to share pirated content, not illegal to watch pirated content.
True. That is very true.
So they're the ones.
I don't know.
Not me.
As long as you don't download it.
Yeah.
If the 90s burned anything into me, it's that stealing a DVD was like capital murder.
Like that one, one commercial that plays hard rock in the background. And it's
you wouldn't steal a purse.
Yeah.
You wouldn't steal a car.
Yeah,
you wouldn't steal a DVD.
It's like in sepia.
Yeah. It's that MTV music video shots.
Exactly.
And skeezy guy in
Somebody-
the black trench coat putting the DVD in the
Yeah,
shit.
and the cameraman is always tripping for some reason.
Oh, those are the good old days. There's a TikTok that I follow that like unlocked 90s memories. It's like all these old cartoons and things, all their theme songs. Like, oh man, I used to watch that all the time.
Yeah, nostalgia videos.
Yeah.
I get those all the time.
I was looking at those on Instagram.
Yep, they're so good.
Hardcore nostalgia right there.
So what are we drinking tonight?
Since we're at Wildman, we're drinking Wildman Beers
Wildmans.
and brews.
The wildest one?
So I've been here. I know this place because they're in Raymond. That's where they started, and they have some amazing stuff. But you guys, your first time being here. So
It is, yeah.
First time beans.
So
Which
I
one
got-
did you get?
I got the 4th Ave IPA, and I am very happy with it.
it's 6.5, I believe, as well.
I thought it was 6.6.
Somewhere in there. It's like
Something
between
like that.
6.5 or 6.7. Like
6.5-ish.
Yeah, somewhere. Closer to
What's
7.
what's
though.
it taste like?
It tastes delicious. That's what it tastes like.
Tastes like delicious.
Bitter hoppiness.
Bitter
It's,
hops.
But it's not. It's more. It's a little bit more sour than bitter.
Yeah, that one's got a little more tangy.
Some tang. I got a full flight of things because I couldn't pick just one thing. Obviously,
there's-
I might pick
What?
some more things afterwards.
It's eight different, or no? Well, they didn't give us the drink menu.
We don't have.
There was like 20 something different.
Right, there's like I forget how many
Things.
beers, but then you have your session meads and then your standard meads as well that they have. Because you got, what'd you
And they
get?
have cider too, yeah? Or is it just
this-
beer and mead?
This was
They
just,
have a couple ciders, I think.
this was the number one, just the regular Raymond lager.
Oh, the Raymond Light. Yep, that's their Busch Light, Coors Light clone.
It's delicious.
It's a good lager.
Very refreshing. This one is the Chewbacca, which is a German dark lager. It tastes, even though it's a lager, it tastes like a stout. It's real smooth, kind of has like a little bit of a coffee aftertaste. Like it would be great with
Do you
ice
know
cream.
The full name of that one?
I don't remember.
Chewbacca the Cookie.
Chewbacca the cookie.
It's a Amberbach.
I don't know what that word means.
That's the style beer.
Ambelbach.
An Amberbach. Yep.
Amber.
Ambo. And then
And that's a dangerous one as well because that
it's like
is
9% or something.
close to 9. I think it's 8,
Yeah.
6.
Most stouts and lagers are in like the high single digits, I think.
It depends because like Guinness is real low.
It is.
What is it like? It's like 5? 5.5?
5, if not like 4, like 4.5 or so, somewhere around there.
I haven't had a Guinness in so long. I can't remember.
If I can get a Guinness at a place, I always get it.
I can't drink Guinness over here anymore because I had it in Ireland,
Oh, I know, yeah. And,
and then it was like it just ruined
yeah.
foreign imports for me because what the over in Ireland we think of like, oh, obviously Irish Guinness is better, but in Ireland they tell you which bars have the best Guinness based off their proximity to the closest Guinness brewery. So like a difference of miles matters for the flavor of the Guinness beer. So like if you go to like one that's like right next door, it's like the best Guinness ever. Even in the same country, you go to one 20 miles away, you can tell it's a little bit not as good as the one that was right there. Like any transport at all lowers the quality.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did you know it was an accident too?
Guinness?
Did you know that?
I did.
Did you? Yep, because the brewery burnt down and that's all they had. So they like, well, we're just gonna use it, and it was amazing. And they
Interesting.
kept it
So now every time they make a batch of Guinness, they have to burn the brewery down.
Burn a brewery down every time.
every single time.
Build a
I
new
mean,
brewery.
just billions in insurance.
Yeah.
They just
They're
give them-
self-insured now.
Oh yeah. That's one place I've always wanted to go that I've never gone. Oh, we're getting off though. That's you talk about your second one. What else are you drinking here?
So then these two are meads. Much stronger.
If you don't know what mead is, it is honey wine.
Yes.
One
Honey
of the
wine.
oldest drinks ever.
The oldest.
One of the oldest alcohols. Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's just honey and water and fermentation. Mm-hmm. I have a good friend who's a master mead smith.
Do you know like what time period mead started?
No.
Like the beginning
I
of time?
mean, Viking area.
Viking. Well, because
like-
Vikings
like,
also drank ale.
They did.
But there was a
But,
time
like,
where there
that,
was just
that
mead.
era of like old that
Yeah.
old time. I can't remember exactly.
Because I know
what it
like
was.
in monasteries they would brew ale.
super simple.
super
My
simple.
neighbor just gave me some raisin wine.
Raisin wine.
He used to make it on the ship in the Navy.
Isn't that just regular wine? It's grapes?
This is made specifically from
So they take
dried up
they
raisins.
take dried grapes and they make wine out of it.
Because he was on the boat, so he, didn't have anything, so he'd go make this stuff down in the boiler room where it was nice and hot. And he said, "You
It's
make
also prison wine. They
Pruno,
make that
yep.
in the back of the toilets in prison.
Oh
Yep.
no!
I had a good friend who told me how to make that, and it's
Did he
gross.
Did he
but
demonstrate to you on the toilet?
Thankfully, no.
Did he offer you some? I hope you denied it.
No, he was such a cool guy, though. I remember
He
waking
came to
up
your
one
house
night.
and made it in your toilet.
He was one of those guys
didn't
that
even
was
know about
so
it.
like loose with everything. If you were at his house, he didn't care. I remember when I was really young, I woke up really early in the morning, and I went down.
You don't have to sit back.
Yeah,
that
you don't
far
have to
when
sit.
you're
Yeah,
chewing.
I don't want like the
do-
gross chew sound.
you don't
coming.
chew that loud.
No, you don't.
Plus,
But on the
plus I'm
microphone-
talking, so it's yep. I don't think you're going over
No,
me
I'm not,
talking.
but,
So
like,
That'd be
It's
more.
even worse if you're just like hearing like the nasty like chewing inside your mouth. Yeah, like that.
I can't even hear that. My
Yeah.
wife can hear that, but I can't hear that.
it depends. We get too much echo in here. You can't hear any of that.
Okay.
Yeah,
you're good.
you probably
You're
hear
good.
Mick's own mouth sounds of him talking more than you chewing.
Yeah. This is Scold Tyler hour.
I guess we'll find out.
Since it was rag on Mick last time, jeez. Listen to that thing 4 times, like, God. Just tearing me up.
It was fun.
That's what you get for having Asher at your house.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, it wasn't just him. Both you.
That's what you get for having a man bun.
Wasn't a man
He
bun.
was instigating.
I know. Oh, that's Asher, though. Love
Yeah.
you. Not really.
Yeah.
But I do.
So toilet wine.
Yeah, that's right. He was such an interesting guy that, like I said, you're at his house, he's whatever, it doesn't matter, he's walking around his robe all the time. I came down one morning, I was really young, and I walked into the living room in a big fireplace, and I just had to like kind of look. I looked again, and he's sitting there in his tidy whities in a chair, just leaned back with his feet up on 2 other chairs in front of the fireplace, just soaking it in.
Just roasting his balls.
Yeah, and he looked over at me and went, "It's my house." And I turned back around and went back upstairs. I don't think I'm awake enough for this.
It's too early for this.
He also was one of those guys that would go out there and, just clean something gross off of the van in his robe and underwear.
Yeah.
And one time he squirting off an old dead cat that got
Squirting off a dead cat.
with the hose that it got roasted onto the engine cover of our Suburban because we went to Mount Hood snowboarding and didn't realize, and so we just baked that thing all the way up there. It's like, man, something stinks really bad. So lunchtime rolled around, noticed something was dripping from the car, and then we smelt it.
Yeah.
Yum.
And then waking up to that of him just standing out there. That was funny.
Yeah.
The day-to-day of Raymond.
I've taken my,
Yeah, pretty much. that's what it is.
I've taken my trash out of my underwear before,
Oh, yeah.
but it's usually at like 2 in the morning.
And your trash can is literally like right outside your front door.
Well, I mean, I take it to the road. Like,
See,
to get
you,
like
picked
you
up.
live in a
To the road.
cul-de-sac, though, so or not cul-de-sac, but
It's
you
a
live
loop.
on a loop, but you're like
Yeah.
in a little community thing.
Yeah. But I always open the door and look to see, make sure no one else is outside.
Just free, just run.
Or like when sometimes Jennifer comes home with the groceries and she's like, "Hey, come help me get them out of the car."
You can't just throw some pants on?
No,
Why?
I'm busy.
Too busy to
I'm
put
doing
pants on?
things. Yeah, I don't need
But-
pants.
I
But
did
pants.
have to run outside one time in my underwear because there was like a cat fight or something on my roof, and I had to go throw rocks at them to get them off.
Oh, nice. I do that once. There's something like that too. It wasn't cats, but something was fighting and it woke us up.
Yeah.
It was slammed against our front door.
Jeez.
Good thing the gun was locked up.
My cat does that sometimes with my bedroom door. He
Yeah.
gets the zoomies at like 4 in the morning and just runs up and down the hallway and then smashes it on the wall. Sometimes because he slides.
That's always great.
Yeah.
Beastie will do that too. She'll zoom through the house and just.
Yeah.
Then I also have a spot for my shower because I replaced part of it, so it's kind of got a hole in it, a little part of the wall. So she jumps in there, and middle of the night she'll hear, and then the shower doors slamming. Like, what in the world, cat?
Yep.
My cats are lazy and they don't get the zoomies ever.
No, your cat.
No.
Your
Oh
cats,
yeah. Well, your
your cats are pretty large.
They're gigantic, yeah.
I think it's time for them to all be in heat right now, though, because my cat has been nothing but a pest to me lately.
My cat is fixed.
So is mine, but she still
Both of
gets
them.
all horny.
Oh.
Like,
Interesting.
doesn't stop the horniness of that cat.
With that, that probably depends on like what age she got fixed at, right?
You may want
She
to get
wasn't
a
very
refund
old.
from the vet.
No.
They probably
Get a
didn't do
refund.
Well, we got her.
You bring her in, they just pet her. All right, that's $200.
We got her. They think she was maybe about a year old, and she'd already had a litter of kittens.
Yeah.
And then somebody just dumped her, and they wanted to keep the kittens. So it was like right after we got her that we got her fixed. So
Yeah, that's
she was real young. She's maybe
well,
2.
That's still old. It's old enough.
Yeah.
To go
yeah.
be past like puberty and all that kind of thing. So,
She's just a. I mean, maybe she's just a dirty little cat. I don't know.
yeah, because like
There's some. I mean, I've seen some animals.
yeah, I know with dogs, if you fix them before they fully mature, then they don't like it stops. It kind of stunts their puberty a little bit, so they
Yeah.
don't get all those hormones to begin with.
Yeah.
Like they're like eunuchs basically.
Like you basically have to get them fixed before they go into heat the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if she's already had a litter, then yeah, you're past
Yeah, then
that.
she's good. She's just a little creep and weirdo. She has this thing where she'll go over to the window with our blinds and she'll pull down one blind.
Yeah.
But she won't look through the one she pulled down. She'll look through the crack.
But she'll pull one down below.
Yeah, she'll
it.
pull the one down below, but look through the crack like 2 above
So
it.
she's stupid.
Oh, you know what? I didn't get my appetizer. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I know it's taken a really long time.
She
man.
probably just put it on the counter and then is like, he'll get back for it eventually. Yeah. So, back to my mead.
Oh yeah, you didn't finish, did you?
That's what happens is we start talking and then other stories pop up. So, this one is the classic mead, just a regular honey. I think it was called like honey of the gods or something like that.
Okay.
Number 19. It's delicious, but it's also very rich. So you have to take small sips. You can't just like when I think of mead, I always think of like how Vikings would just be, guzzling it from the tanks or the horns like it's a beer.
Right.
And most meads are too rich to do that, which is why I like this oak aged one because it is not as rich, and you can actually just take big sips of it
That
without
one,
it being too much flavor.
That one's good. I can only have like maybe 2 glasses of that one though.
Of the
Oak one, yeah, because it'll give me a headache. But
Interesting.
the normal one won't. I mean, eventually will because it's got so much sugar in it. But
As long as you
throw
drink
it
water,
up.
though, then no
it's the sugar content.
sugar.
Yeah.
See, I can have a lot of sugar and I have no problem. I used to drink rum and Pepsis.
Oh, yeah.
like, every single day of my life.
I mean,
Gross.
yeah, I mean, that's not the best. I mean, also you drink Admiral Nelson's
Well,
rum, so gross.
why
like
is
Admiral
rum and Pepsi gross? It's like a rum and Coke.
It's not though.
Pepsi's better
It's
than
rum
Coke.
and Pepsi.
It's rum and Pepsi. That's
Pepsi's
gross.
better than Coke.
No.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
I'm a Pepsi guy. 100%.
Oh, well,
Okay.
man. Is number 5? Is that what this is?
5 or 6.
Yeah,
something like
it's-
that. I think we're moving on to 2 hands here.
I think we're gonna. It's getting BP and N so far. We're shaving
Yeah.
off parts of it.
Yeah. No, I couldn't drink cola for the longest time because it would make me nauseous. And so the only cola I could drink was the Pepsi with real sugar. The real sugar Pepsi I could drink. And then once Coke came out with the original taste brand,
Oh, okay.
which is what they sell in other countries already,
Right.
then I could drink that. But I still liked Pepsi better.
I just know that. Although Coke in a bottle is so much better, like glass bottle is way
Yeah.
better than anything else.
Yeah.
Yes.
The glass.
On a hot day, I mean, I'm also prefer that over a
Those
beer
are typically
sometimes.
made with cane sugar though. It's like
Those
the
are
real
typically
sugar,
made
so
with
they have a
cocaine
different
powder.
taste.
They used to be.
Yeah.
Man, this stuff's amazing.
That's why everyone likes
Drunk
Coke better
History
than
did
Pepsi.
It was an energy drink in the day.
Drunk History did a thing on that, and that one is probably one of my favorite ones because I think Jenny Slate is the person they're interviewing,
Okay.
and her dog starts barking, and in the background you see just one of the guys start barking and like, and then go back like cleaning something up. That's one of the best shows. That's like the best concept for a show, I think.
Yeah.
The guy starts barking.
Yeah, that's so good. And I think they just come out the new season. Just recently, I think.
I've never seen it.
You never seen Drunk History? Oh my
You would
word!
love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's just another thing to add to Midnight Theater.
Okay, yeah,
'cause-
we're
We have-
have
so
to
we
do
got
that.
Red versus
We
Blue.
have too many midnight
We have
theater things.
Drunk History. I mean, Drunk History. These are things we just.
I think
throw
Drunk
back.
History has to move to the top of the list because that's gonna be way better than whatever the other one
You
you're.
shut.
You
your
don't know
mouth.
what Red versus Blue is.
No, but I know what Drunk History is.
Yeah, I mean,
What about Top
it's
Gear?
gonna be good.
We
I
don't
mean,
all need to watch
I've,
that.
I've never watched. I've actually never watched Top Gear. Although I like all the guys and the things that I've seen are pretty funny.
It is really funny.
I just.
Their new show, The Grand Tour, is really funny.
Is it?
Yeah,
They
the new
have
one's
the
really good.
other one, Clarkson's Farm. They only did one season of it, but that one is so stinking funny.
Nice.
It is awesome. Yeah,
I'll have to check that one out because I've always seen it and I like
Jeremy Clarkson,
no the other guy. He was the host of
Richard Hammond.
yeah Hammond. I like Hammond.
Hammond.
He's pretty funny.
He is pretty funny.
Yeah. I think they're all funny in different ways.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like one of them's really dry, one of them's insane, and then like
James May is really funny too. He's got two shows on Amazon that are pretty good.
yeah.
His Cook one, where he's like he cooks stuff, and it's funny. Just his back and forth with the chef.
Back and forth with his pans
Yeah.
and ingredients.
And then he's got another one where he goes to Japan and just does a bunch of random stuff. It's really funny. That one's it's interesting though too.
That's one place I want to go to.
Japan?
Oh yeah, totally.
My brother went there a few years ago, and he said that the game district was just amazing.
Yeah.
He said, I would live there.
I spent 4 months in Okinawa, which
Oh,
is
cool.
it's different than mainland Japan in a lot of ways. It's like if you were to go to Hawaii, but it was Japanese.
Second, third tour?
And yeah, yeah. I actually worked on two of the military bases over there.
Oh, nice.
While I was there, but it was amazing.
Yeah.
We were staying right next to a place they called it American Village because it was where all the tourists went. Like they had a whole bunch of English things there, but it was so much fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never gone overseas.
Never been over an ocean before?
Have you ever been out of the continent before?
That's the same question.
Yes, I've been to Mexico. Oh no, continent. No, continent. I've been out of.
You can go across the border and not be you go across the border and still be in the same continent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I
he
haven't
said
gone
he
out
said
of
he's
the
never been over an ocean.
Yeah.
which
So I
means he's
haven't
never left
gone.
the
I haven't gone
continent.
overseas.
No, because we left the continent, but we never went overseas.
Where'd you go?
We went to South America,
That's overseas. We flew over an ocean.
but it's connected.
We didn't follow Panama.
No, we did fly over a little bit of the
flew
ocean.
over
we flew over
saltwater.
the Gulf. We flew over the Gulf, but we didn't like
He
cross
said he's
the
never
Pacific
been in a
Ocean.
plane and looked down and seen salt water before.
Well, into that. I mean, I live next to the ocean, so I've looked at planes saw salt water.
Anytime you fly out of SeaTac,
Plus,
you
there
look
are-
down and see the ocean.
Yeah, and there's a lot of saltwater lakes around.
That's true.
Yeah, I've been East Coast and
Yeah.
Mexico and stuff. I've never gone to Canada either. We're
That's-
so close.
Yeah, my parents are like that. They've only been to Canada like once, and they've lived here like most of their adult lives.
Well, we're gonna have to
I've
put
never
that
been
on
to
our.
Canada either.
Then we're putting
I've
that
been
on the
to-
schedule.
I've been to Canada a
We're
lot.
gonna go to
Alright.
Canada.
Canada's
Let's
great.
go.
We could do it.
That's
We could
gonna be
do
on the
that.
schedule. Yeah, that'll be
I
good.
have a friend who lives
We can-
in Merritt. We could go
Yeah.
stay with them.
Merritt. Where's that at?
It's
Oh no.
like 2 hours.
You good? Thank you very much. Oh, no problem at all. Appreciate it.
I'll
Was
take
that-
another Fourth Ave.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Merritt's about 2 hours over the border.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Shelton actually. It's an old logging town.
Oh, okay.
It's an old logging town with one main road, and then like lots of rural housing.
Oh, nice.
But it's really cool little area, and I've got friends up there, so could be if we wanted to like go stay for a weekend or something.
That would be really fun. I'd love to do that.
I could probably hit them up.
So I know you can get a lot of good drinks for cheap up there.
They still have a bottle of liquor up there waiting for me.
Do they?
Actually, because you can't bring opened bottles over the border.
Right.
So I went up there one time and I bought a 151
Oh.
Oh,
Rum.
gross.
Oh.
at the duty free, and no one else liked it but me.
Of course.
So I only drank half of it while I was
we're,
there.
We're getting a pattern here.
It's because it's 151.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to drink it by itself.
No, you're just not supposed to drink
No,
151.
151
You
is
use
great.
151 in your car when you run out of gasoline.
Listen to me.
Or if you want to spice up that cocktail, you
This
throw
is-
a little bit of that in
This
there.
is why 151 is amazing.
Or if you don't have any lighter fluid.
If you were to make
True.
a rum and coke
Thank you.
with 151 instead of regular rum, it tastes exactly the same.
But
But
it gets you there
hits you
faster.
harder. It hits you 3 times as hard.
Yeah.
That's why 151 is amazing. It's more bang for your buck. It was only a $20 bottle.
true.
Like it was like the most cost-effective way to have rum and cokes.
Yeah,
You have one, you have 2 of them. You're done for the night.
that's true. I mean, the last time I had 151 though, it was mixed with a whole can of frozen pink lemonade, the cheap one.
That sounds gross.
It was oh my god.
So bad.
Yeah.
Rum and lemonade
no,
is
I-
already
yeah.
like a. Rum and lemonade's
Now-
already like a so-so.
Person that made this was my brother-in-law. Before he was my brother-in-law at the time. He still pours his drinks nice and heavy.
Oh yeah.
Good.
But
I only make heavy
that
drinks.
that one was more of a squish, plop, and then just. He put probably half that bottle in that cup. And this was right after I was 21 too, so I was not very experienced with drinking. Oh, it hit me so hard.
My
He
brother-in-law
made me drink it. He like tipped it up to me like, "What get all over me?" So I had to like almost inhale it. Oh god, it was so bad.
one of my brothers-in-law brought. We went camping, and he brought like a jar of one of his friends made homemade 151, and it was clear, and so he poured us all like in a red Solo cup, just a little bit, and I had drank like half of it. Wasn't really enjoying. It was too spicy. It was just like
It just burns.
just fire. Yeah. And so then my other brother-in-law came over with a bottle of scotch and was like, "Anybody want some of this?" I was like, "Yeah." And so I just tossed the cup of 151 in the fire, and it like exploded the fire. Flames went like 8 feet up in the air.
Nice.
Yeah, you're not supposed to drink that by yourself. Same with
No.
Also-
Admiral Nelson's.
Also, don't drink 151 by the fire because you might combust.
Yeah. That spark lies in your cup, you explode.
Yeah.
Also, don't throw river rocks into a fire either.
Yeah,
They become grenades.
that's fun.
Rocks. Yes.
The river rocks, yeah, they become
Yeah.
IEDs.
Yeah, because of the like difference in temperature.
I don't know actually. I've never actually realized.
Sometimes
researched
they'll
it.
have like air pockets in them, and then when the air inside gets hot and the pressure builds,
Yeah.
it'll just explode the rock.
In Canada, trees do that.
Yeah, when it's too cold.
They have exploding trees.
I know that's so crazy.
It sounds like a shotgun shell went off in the forest, but it's just bark flying everywhere.
It's reminding me of thinking of a tree falling in the forest. There's another Seattle band. One of the ones I was thinking about for one of the other things I'm working on, called Kithkin. They're pretty good. We have a song that the main line says a tree fell down in the forest, and it made the sound owie 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 ow. But it's like owie 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 ow, owie 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 ow. It's so good. I had to like stop and listen to it. I'm like, is he really? Okay, that's great.
Yep, trees definitely make that noise.
But nobody cared.
No, didn't care at all.
Nobody cared. No one cared.
My dad
that
used to
trees
be a
ate.
logger, and he remembers cutting trees that would, be like exploding and things like that. He said one thing they'd love to do with the newbies, especially because they were out falling, is you could always tell the ones that were rotten and were just hollow core, basically full of water. So they'd always have the newbie like, all right, come over here, we'll show you how to do it. Just stand behind me and I'll show you how to cut this thing. And they go into the bark. Then just as they hit that water, they lift up and just shoots a rooster tail of rotten old wood water. Just
Oh man.
Ruins
and
their day.
stinks. He also was one of those guys that could cut a tree and make it fall, and then would stop, and then he could 90-degree it.
I don't know. It's
So
possible.
cool.
It is, yeah.
There's talent though. He's like, there's a certain way you do it. Because I've seen some guys botch it.
I mean, I know a guy that can drop a tree exactly where you want him to drop it, but I didn't even know it was possible. to
It's all
turn
about
it.
your angle cuts because of how it falls, and then as it hits the stump, it like, yeah, it's really
That's
cool.
crazy.
As you can tell, I'm left-handed.
Yeah.
So I should have sat on that side, but
You're left-handed?
yeah.
So am I.
Oh, sweet.
Right-handed.
See?
Number 7.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, there's a peak.
As soon as, man, I'm not taking off my shoes. As soon as we fill up both hands, you're gone.
Oh yeah, I'm also the only one wearing open-toed shoes. Aren't I?
Yeah, I am. My boots are tied. They are not.
I'm just like the odd man out in the entire.
Here, I thought I
everything.
was gonna be the odd man out. Oh my goodness.
You're only the odd man out when we talk about nerdy things.
Yeah, I'm probably more the odd one out than you guys. I don't know.
You're just odd.
I'm not trying to be
You're
like.
not out.
No,
You're just odd.
I'm weirder than you, but
Well,
no, I am.
I think
you're out.
only because like Tyler and I have known each
yet.
other for most of our lives.
Yeah.
And you're like the newcomer.
I'm the newbie.
But I don't think that you're the odd one, just the new one.
Yeah, I mean, I can be though. That's the thing.
You can be odd.
I can be. Oh yeah, I can be real weird. I mean, you haven't read any of my Tinker and the Elf stuff, but you've known me long enough.
I know of it, but I don't think I'll ever, especially now, I don't think I'll ever read it.
Oh, you will. You will.
Probably not.
It's funny.
You showed me some of that, I think.
I'm sure. No, that was my. That's the new one I'm working on. That's the.
You said it was Tinker and Elf, right?
I didn't show you anything. Oh, I showed you the picture, didn't I? Yeah, I showed you pictures.
You sent me script.
Did I show you the script of that one?
You drank a bunch and sent me script, and you also rapped.
I do remember that. Yeah, I do remember the rap. Yeah, I still remember sending you the script of it. Yeah, I used to rap.
You sent me some. You sent me like a page or something. I remember.
I
I
can't remember
remember
if it was-
to the Tinker and Elf concept.
Oh, it must have been because it was the first episode. I think.
Yeah, something like
Okay.
that.
Because I showed.
Yeah,
I think I shared
it was
my
a
screen.
deer. It was a deer that stood up on its legs and started
Yeah.
crying.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it was a brown
is
alcohol.
riveting.
It was brown alcohol, and
I jumped in the voice chat at like 1 a.m, and he's in there just drinking.
Yep. Playing around.
Yeah.
It was great. That's like one of the funnest things.
Yeah. I think you even said that too. You're like, oh, this is a rare opportunity. You caught me when I'm drunk.
Yes. Oh yeah. I was drinking Asher's whiskey.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Did you bring any?
Should have.
He didn't bring anything.
Didn't bring anything. Didn't bring headphones. Didn't bring whiskey.
Anything besides all of the things.
Besides like.
Besides the
Cords.
talent.
Besides
I'm
the
sorry.
mixer. You brought the mixer and the
Brought the
camera.
mixer and a couple cords,
Yeah.
camera,
Camera, and then you guys still had to pay for stuff too.
camera.
So.
which I keep forgetting is there.
Yeah.
That's good though.
Yeah,
That's always good.
maybe.
Yeah, you don't want to normally look at
Oh
the camera
man.
too much.
So, I'm gonna talk about another podcast on this one. Middle of Somewhere is probably one of my favorites right now. I just love that one. Chad Daniels and Cy Ellenson. You listen to that one, do you?
I haven't.
Have you ever listened to that one?
yet.
Oh, okay. Asher just started. You guys need to listen to it. It is hilarious. Start from the beginning though, because Chad Daniels is probably one of my favorite comedians. This newest one, he was talking about being in the car, and when you have to dump something out, you only have like ice or a little bit of something in a cup. If you pour it out your normal window, it's obviously going to slap back onto your car. But if you can kind of flick it out the passenger one, usually you're good because it has enough force. So he had his big Yeti cup with some ice and a little bit of iced coffee in it, decided to throw it out that window. So he rolled the window down, flicked it. Then a couple seconds later, something was glistening out of his peripheral, and he rolled down the back passenger window and just chucked iced coffee right into the passenger window.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, we've all been there. I've done that with a big old spit one time. I'm like, that, and windows down, just
That happened to me one time. My dad spat a loogie out the window and it came back and hit me. I remember that when I was a kid.
Oh, I had a friend do that too.
I normally open my door and pour it out the bottom.
Oh.
so it
While you're
can't
driving?
splash
While you're
out.
driving, though?
Yeah. Doors
I feel like that's more dangerous.
Doors open while you're driving.
Yeah, but
I
then,
mean, as we established at the beginning.
but
Yeah.
that takes two hands. So what's holding the
So
steering
does the
wheel?
window.
Rolling your window down takes two hands.
Hand. That's
You
still
roll
two
the- no,
hands.
You put your cup in the cup holder.
What?
Roll the window down, and then toss it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Don't
I
throw the
open
cup
my
out the
door with
window.
one
The
hand.
cup
push it
stays
with
in
my
your hand.
foot, and then use the hand to dump
Okay,
the
so your
ice.
foot is
Sure.
wedging the door
If
open.
that's how you want to do it, I can drive with my knee too.
well, I
don't need
can
both
too.
hands.
You're not supposed to.
No one's gonna stop you.
No,
cop can't see
Simpsons
it.
already
Police officer.
The cop
established.
can't see it if you're driving with your knee.
The Simpsons already established you can drive with your knee, put on makeup, and eat a burger all at the same time.
Yep.
My mom used to do it too.
I normally drive with my knee and then tickle my wife.
We didn't need to know that.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
We're gonna go ahead and cut
Just-
that.
and then-
cut that,
and then-
cut that.
We might.
Such a cool place.
This is, yeah.
So awesome. If you are in the area, or even if you're not, come down to Olympia and go to Wildman Gastro Pub.
Yeah, if you're like in
good.
Mexico or something,
Yeah.
come to Olympia.
Fly here.
Go to Gastro Pub.
I don't know why I put the accent on when I said that.
That wasn't
but
even.
I'm sorry, I was
That
racist.
was a weird accent.
I know. I will because I realized halfway through like, oh, I'm being racist,
But it wasn't.
but it wasn't.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't. Well, I think
It wasn't. It wasn't.
I think I try not to do that because when I was younger, my aunt would every time we go to like any restaurant that was Mexican restaurant, she would always say the menu item in Spanish, and then say gracias. But every single time, and it was always like this weird high pitched accent she'd do, and it just was super annoying. So I try not to throw that on there.
You said your aunt?
My aunt. Yeah.
Sounds like you just had an annoying aunt.
No, she was a great aunt. Just that part of her was annoying.
Specifically
Specifically that. Yes. But
Interesting.
otherwise, she was really cool. Yep. Yeah, she was.
I had a dream in Spanish last night.
Oh, did you?
Do you
I
speak
did, yeah.
Spanish?
I do.
He does. That's annoying.
How much Spanish do you speak? Like
Enough.
fluent?
Yeah, I can be. It's been a long time.
Yeah. I guess
But
you did, I
after-
guess you did spend a lot more time in South America than I did.
Yeah. But
in Chile.
in Chile.
In Patagonia.
Chile.
Patagonia. But
Patagonia.
yeah, if after like
That's Indian
10,
now.
15 minutes, I can have a fluent conversation in
Yeah?
Spanish just because I don't use it so very often.
Right, you have to
That's
get
pretty good,
reacquainted
though.
with
Within
it.
10, 15 minutes. That's
Yeah,
pretty
but
good.
every now and then I have a dream in Spanish.
Interesting.
Is it like Telemundo?
No, it's just like
A
normal,
telenova?
Yeah.
it's like a normal dream that you would have, except instead of speaking English, you speak Spanish.
People don't talk in my dreams.
Really?
No, my dreams are more like like actions happening. It's not like I don't really talk in my dreams. People
Is
don't.
there any sound
There's-
at all?
There's sound, but it's almost like the thoughts and ideas are communicated without language. If that makes any sense.
Oh, body language. Who knows what kind of dreams he's having?
Oh yeah.
Because pretty much somebody speaks in almost all of my dreams, even
Yeah.
if it's an animal. So,
That's yeah.
hey, there's times when you've had a bit of
Yeah.
whiskey that just
You don't have to have whiskey to have talking dreams, though.
no. But talking animal dreams.
Can you guys ever read anything in your dreams?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's real hard.
Yeah.
I could never like. I can yell, but it's never like I'm actually screaming.
What did
to
you think I
myself.
just asked you?
Huh?
What did I? Ju-
Hold on. Well, what did you ask me? Yeah. What did you ask me? I don't know. What did you ask me? You said, do you ever... what'd you say? Sorry.
This is Mick streaming right
yeah.
now.
No. Sorry. What'd you say? 'Cause I thought that was on the same line.
I said, do you ever read anything in your dreams?
Yeah.
And
And
you
you started
said
talking
you
about-
said that no. Sometimes I scream.
I said no. I said a little bit, but I can talk in my dream.
You could talk.
I can talk, but I can scream, but I can't hear myself screaming. That's what I was saying. So
Okay.
I was going line.
I just like
I was going like, wait a minute.
because I asked
Threw
about
me
reading.
off.
I asked about reading, and then he started talking about screaming. I was like, what?
Yeah, I
Did you
said.
hear what I said? Because I read an article one time that says that most people, when they dream, words show up blurry in their dreams. They can't read word. Like if you were to if you were to have like a lucid dream or something,
Yeah.
where you could control it, and you would open a book, the words would be blurry, and you wouldn't be able to read them because the part of your brain that controls reading is turned off when you're asleep.
Oh,
So even if you're dreaming, that part of your brain's not on.
not functioning.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
you're not supposed to be able to read in your dreams.
Well, I have dyslexia.
What does
too,
that
so
mean
that
when
might
you can read in your dreams?
Your brain's broken.
maybe you're just not actually asleep.
Right.
All right. It could be maybe you thought you were reading. Maybe
You're just remembering something you read before.
that you opened the book and got the concept of what you're supposed to be without actually reading the words.
I don't remember ever I can't remember actually seeing the words on the page, but
Yeah.
I do know that I had a dream where I was reading a book.
Sure.
For
But you don't
part of
remember
it.
seeing words.
I have really boring dreams. Just sitting there
Really?
reading a book.
Like in third
Yeah.
person, you're just looking at yourself in a library like this.
No, like it was first person, but I was just
You just
like a book, open book in my lap.
I mean,
sitting there
it
reading.
makes sense too because when you read something, there's a second voice, like reading,
Yeah,
reading
yeah,
the
that's
words in
your-
your head.
it's
So
you.
if you're dreaming, that's already in your head. You can't have a third. It's not like another
not
brain
Inception.
in your dream that's reading.
Right.
So it makes sense that you wouldn't be able to do both.
it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that, or I don't know, but I've always heard if you die in your dream, you die.
In
You
real life.
Say what now?
If you die in your dream, like you actually die, you are dying. in
Is that
real
why
life.
you always wake up before you die in your dreams?
I believe that's part of it. Is that like it's shocking you awake, But like if you die,
If you were
actually
to
die.
actually die.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pretty sure that's just in the movies.
No, I remember hearing about that like a long time
Because I know
ago,
people
but-
can wake up normally, like say if someone has like a dream where they're falling,
Mm-hmm.
they wake up right before they hit the
Or-
ground or something.
Or, try to step up on the curb and go, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where, yeah, understandable.
Yeah, but I have heard of some people having dreams where the dream continues even after they've hit the ground,
Really?
and they are like looking at their body. Yeah, I think it depends on your reaction to shock.
Oh, it could be.
So like if you don't react to shock as well as much as other people do, then seeing yourself die might not be as shocking enough to wake you up.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I've heard
does.
both. I've heard both sides. I don't know.
I had my phone because I had some notes, but where'd I put it?
Oh, you had notes? I left my notes.
I don't know.
I left my notes at home, and I was just
It's somewhere. I know I looked at it.
kicking
Oh,
myself
down the
because I
side.
don't remember anything that I wanted to talk about.
Tippy.
Tippy.
Yeah, Tippy. What was Tippy? I wrote Tippy down, but I don't remember Tippy.
You just wrote.
Okay,
that was
well-
also a night when you were drunk.
It was. And I remember because I had to write Tippy
Is that a
down.
Shelton thing? Because I know what Tippy
we
means.
were talking about his TV show he wants to write about Pacific Northwest things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I was talking about how we should have an episode about Tippy.
Or also known as taco.
Taco. I said that, I think. Taco.
I don't remember. I just remember Tippy.
Tippy. Because he always tipped his head like
He
this.
had his head like this.
And Tyler would
and
say it looked like he was eating a
looked like
taco.
he was eating a taco because, you turn your head to the side.
Do you remember the old Taco Bell commercials with Shaq? Where like beat the crunch because like eating a taco you had to turn your head and they always were like that. So it was like the new one that was you didn't have to turn your head.
I just turn the
don't remember
taco
that, no.
You remember that?
normally.
Well, if you turn the taco,
Then
then
it
all
all
the
falls
stuff
out.
falls out.
No, you squeeze it.
Then it breaks.
No, you don't squeeze it that hard.
You squeeze it.
You can touch
No, you
the
don't
top of a
squeeze it.
taco
Well,
shell
no, I'm like-
with the strength
So
of a butterfly,
That's like me
and it
saying,
explodes
if
in
you
your
squeeze
hand.
it won't fall out, and he just like crunches the whole taco in his hand. It's like, no, see, I squeezed it and it all fell down. What now?
God.
Gosh.
But yeah, we were talking about Pacific Northwest things, and I said that he should talk to you about Tippy because you know more about him than me.
I mean, I don't know much about him. I just,
But you lived
But
in
it's
good-
you've
time.
lived in town more than I have.
It's a good.
yeah, I
Idea.
don't know anything about him. I just have memories of
I thought we looked him up.
things that happened to him.
I thought we found his
that I
obituary
saw.
one time.
That's all we need. Any good ones?
So that there used to be two people that had ruined themselves on drugs, and Tippy was one of them. But then there was this other, it was a woman. She was terrifying.
Is that the raincoat woman?
Yeah.
Yellow raincoat lady?
And she,
Yellow
well,
raincoat lady?
whatever. We just called her Crazy Lady.
Crazy lady.
She would walk around and she had like this stare, and she just stared and would yell obscenities constantly. But then if she made eye contact with you, you like felt things leave your body. You're just like terrified. There was, I heard from some people, she attacked like she was crossing the road, and there was a guy in a semi truck at the stoplight. She was crossing. She stopped right in front of his truck, turned, stared at him, climbed up onto the truck, and started beating the windshield of the truck with a stick.
My word.
She was a violent one.
Violent crazy.
Tippy was just kind of like, he just walked around and you just knew, oh, that guy's lost his brain. But
It fell out of his ear.
no, he was harmless.
Just always on hold.
Like, and you just knew he was harmless, and he would like walk around doing like air drums.
Oh, nice.
All the time. And so one time we were at another stoplight. It was on a corner, and the woman was coming down the hill, and Tippy was coming up. And
Crazy
they
lady.
met at the corner, but he was air drumming at the time, and so he turned the corner and just started like air drumming on her. And
Round
she
one,
She didn't
fight.
like that, and so she like knocked him out.
Oh God, really?
She didn't like that.
She didn't like that at all.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
real life Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. So all great things for your TV show.
But
Virtual Fighter's getting like real intense.
yeah,
Yep. That's Tippy. We
and
did.
it was sad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, he didn't deserve that.
No.
No.
He just wanted to air drum in peace.
Yeah.
Gotta eat a taco.
So when we pulled on the Pacific, the stop sign. Did you guys see the guy in the orange that was spinning around in the corner?
No.
Oh, you didn't
I
see
didn't
him
notice.
when we turned? Oh,
I didn't notice him.
He was right there on the left, and it was great because I was listening to Azalea dying, and the breakdown had just started, and he started just raging, like flipping around, and it fit perfectly.
Like he
I
was
was
just in the mosh pit.
Yep. I was like, oh yeah, get it.
He could hear the music in his head. No one else could hear.
But then the light
He
turned, and I
must have
tried to
like
drive.
OD'd in a mosh pit and is just eternally stuck.
He's just.
I mean, I
stuck
don't know.
there.
Sometimes I do that. I'll just walk around, just
Sometimes you OD in a
Start-
mosh pit.
flicking my hands around and stuff. No. I saw somebody pee in a mosh pit once. That was gross.
I never want to go into a mosh pit. Ever.
It depends on what show you go to.
I don't want to.
They're fun.
It doesn't sound fun.
Everybody I've spoken with that has been in the old mosh pit days, like Iron Maiden mosh pits, they lost teeth.
So you have to be careful because there's rules.
I'd be careful by staying in my seat and not going in the mosh
by
pit.
staying on the outside circle of the mosh pit.
By avoiding
okay,
the mosh
that's
pit
fine.
entirely.
Yeah, you can come up to the rim.
Yeah, and then you
but
can
there's
push the
still-
people back into the.
But there's still dangers.
You can be the mosh pit railing.
Yeah, you
Pretty
can
much,
be
yeah,
the
that's what
bouncer.
like, get back.
And that's okay. But you got to make sure that if you push, if you're pushing somebody that's not actually hitting you, you are now free game to be pulled into the pit. If you are instigating without anybody doing anything to you besides getting like accidentally thrown into you, then you get pulled in. But anybody falls down, instantly get pulled up.
Yeah.
Like, that is a big one. Like,
Unless you're at that one guy's concert, then you just get trampled to death.
yeah, that was a bad one.
That wasn't even a mosh pit concert,
No,
was it?
that was just people.
There's too many
being
people.
Crazy after.
There's too many people
or
at the-
being able to
at- in
access
the-
after.
in the venue.
Public after pandemic, during pandemic still.
Yeah. It was like I think they were way over capacity for people.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
that, like there was no room.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
If you see anybody that does not have a shirt on in a pit, they are going to be the ones throwing fists and kicks. You stay away from them.
Yeah.
Because you know them too.
Well, they also probably smell.
I mean, most
And
people
They're
do.
sweaty.
probably sweaty and
Most
stuff.
people go at the concert smell.
Another reason why I don't want to go to the mosh pit.
See, so I messed up this one time, and it's my own fault, because I was on the edge of the pit, and I wasn't feeling good, so I was like, all right, I don't want to go like right in there. But there's a thing, if you're on the edge, you stand, depending on which handed you are especially, is you cover your nose, and then you put your fist out, like that. And I did it wrong, and I went like this, and I had my fist out, this guy was coming around going like that, and it came straight around, hit me right square in the nose, and just instant blood. I went over to the bathroom with bleeding at the sink, and guy comes out of the stall, just, whoa!
Yeah.
Are you okay, man? Like, I'm good. It just thumped me, my own fault. But I've never been actually like extremely hurt in a mosh pit. As I said, there's so many rules, and people are sort of looking out for everybody else that they pick you up. And I always go to small venues too. That's where you go into the pit. You don't go to like the big ones.
Yeah, like the mega
I
bands.
went to a Deck the Hall Ball one time, and there was a mosh pit.
Nice.
Well, it was like probably 200 people, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be in my seat."
The only seated
Don't want to.
concert that I've seen was Coheed and Cambria, the first time, and brand new. They were both played the same time. It's pretty good. And I forget who else played before them.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh no, that wasn't that one. That was some I'm mixing two concerts. Brand new played there. It was really cool. I think we're tangenting though. We keep like.
So, so we have a viewer request
Yes.
to revisit the topic of bean holes
Bean holes. Okay.
because
What about
he
it?
doesn't understand why anybody would want to cook beans for 3 days when you can just make them in a couple hours in the same Dutch oven over a fire.
Because it's different. Because it's slow cooking. It's different. It's different than
Yeah.
it's like putting it in a crock pot over cooking it over the stove. Like it's
Speaking as somebody who's never done any research into bean holes or anything,
Yeah.
I feel like it would be more for other than the beans, what else is in it?
But you can
Like
still
the
cook
meat.
something. You can still cook any meat in 6 hours.
Right, but it's,
Yeah.
you cook it at a real low temperature for a real long time.
and like beans. If you make dry beans, they take like 11 hours to cook. Like,
Okay.
They take forever.
So if you were just to take dry beans and put them in a Dutch oven over a campfire with some water,
Yeah.
it would take 11 hours.
I mean, yeah, because you got to keep that heat up.
Yeah,
you
you
got to
gotta-
keep feeding
And you
it.
gotta keep
gotta
feeding the fire.
Yeah,
Lots
then
of
you're
wood.
sitting there and having to keep put that fire. And obviously, you're going to get more heat because you're adding more flames to it.
Right.
But putting it in the
just
hole. It's
dry
just set it
beans
and
in
forget it.
general.
It's
Yeah.
like cooking the pig. You
I guess-
could cook that pig in 5 hours, or torch it, or do whatever you can. But you let it sit in the ground overnight, and it's so much better.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess normally when you think of cooking beans, you think of just taking beans out of a can and cooking them,
Yeah.
Right, just getting
which
them hot.
which
just get 'em
take
hot and-
15 minutes.
You're done.
But if
Yeah.
you actually were to take raw, dry,
yeah, dry
uncooked
beans.
beans, that you've brought in a sack into the woods,
Yeah.
it makes more sense to bury it and let it cook for
Yeah.
3 days.
But I mean, you
Because
could.
you don't,
still
you don't have
could-
to monitor it or add more wood or whatever. You just bury it.
Yeah, yeah, and
It
that
holds
and
the
that's if you're
heat.
staying. You know, if you want something to be for like this is gonna be a big meal, and
Right.
things like that. But if you're just cooking like even dry beans over a fire, you can put them in a thing of boiling water and they'll cook way faster. I mean,
Sure.
and then just throw them in a pot after that and then cook it with everything else. That's usually how you do it.
How long would that take just to boil beans over
I
a
mean,
fire?
I haven't done it in a long time, so I'm not sure. But I just know slow cooking them takes 11 hours.
If
at
you
least.
if you were to do a slow cooker with dry beans,
it would take at
not
least 11
buried,
hours.
it'd take a whole day.
Yeah. Yep.
Of
You
mo-
start
of-
them in the
of
morning.
monitoring.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you just put your stuff in, start them in the morning, and then by the time like
Yeah,
you're
I
home
always
from work-
remember when we were real young, my mom would buy the bags of dry beans.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd have to put them in a pot of water in the morning. Not necessarily start cooking them, but just let them soak up the water.
Right. Get some
so
moisture.
they get like a little bit soft. Yeah, just gain some more moisture, and then you cook them for like a couple hours.
Right. So
Yeah,
beans
after they sat in a pot of water all day long.
so beans aren't as simple as
No.
as they sound. Like normally when people think of making beans, they're making already cooked beans.
Americanized canned beans.
Yeah. The beans have already been cooked.
Yep.
So
Like the beans I'm going to try, which I didn't try this
actually
week, which I
making
should've.
beans is much more involved.
Another
Yes,
thing you
cool.
should have brought today,
Beans?
Oh man, I
those
should have.
beans.
I could have had Jason cook them up for me, heat them up on the stove.
There's a microwave right there.
There is.
Oh,
Plug
dang it.
Oh man. But there's an extension cord.
There is. There's a plug right
We
here.
could,
There's
we
a plug right
could,
behind
we could figure it out. We can microwave some beans.
Those sound.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say right now, I
Mm-hmm.
don't think you're gonna like them.
The beans?
I don't know because it depends.
I
on,
don't think
it depends on what I
anybody's
put
gonna
it.
like them.
If you put bacon in it, I might like it.
I don't know.
Bacon and barbecue sauce?
Well, we'll try it. So we'll do that.
The
We'll
honey
do
beer
that.
beans.
Yeah, I want honey beer beans.
I don't know. And out of a can, not like homemade.
Oh yeah, no, those are gonna be gross. I'm sure.
What?
The ones I bought,
You bought?
the cans
You
of
bought
beans.
honey bear beans.
Yeah, those ones are gonna be gross. I know that.
What was in it, like honey cerveza or something?
Yeah, there was
like
honey
that?
cerveza.
Oh, it was like
then
it
there
was cerveza lime or something, wasn't it?
Those ones
so
also are gonna be
There was
Those are gonna
there
be
was the
gross.
chickpea ones.
Yeah.
And then there was the honey cerveza bean, or was the honey cerveza with chickpeas? No, honey cerveza was just.
No,
the
I thought
first
it was.
bean.
I thought it
lime.
was honey lime chickpeas.
I think it was honey lime. It was just
No,
honey,
it
honey
was cerveza.
cerveza.
It was cerveza lime.
And there was the hoppy cerveza was the black bean. But then there was the other.
Yeah,
one.
all those are gonna be nasty. I don't want any of those.
I'm pretty sure they'd be gross, but you know,
I don't want any of those.
that's why I just had to.
If you're trying to like beans,
I didn't say I was trying to like
you
them.
made bad
If you're trying-
choices.
I did not
to
say I was
like
trying to
beans.
like beans. I just
You
said,
did say you were trying to like beans.
I said
said you were-
I said I should give them a try.
Yeah. And
Didn't
then
say I was
you
gonna try
chose
to
the
like
worst
them.
beans you could possibly choose.
So now I can only go up from here, right? It's just got it. So now I've had the worst. Give me the better ones. Prove to me how the bean is the best.
Prove to me your best beans.
Yeah. Make,
well,
for,
we're
me,
gonna go- we're
make
gonna-
for me your best.
Only the
bean.
We're
best
gonna do
bean
a
shall
bean
win.
quest.
A bean
quest.
quest.
Bean quest with Mick.
We're gonna
Ooh,
rename the
we go
podcast
down to
Bean
Mexico
Quest.
and find the best beans.
I have a friend from Mexico that makes amazing Mexican refried beans.
Right, but we go to Mexico to find beans.
Or we could just go to my house and have him come over
Or
and
we
make them.
or we could just go to Dos Margaritas and have refried beans and lamb.
We could, but then we could have all the other cool stuff down there, like
Yeah.
you know, the gallon of tequila for like $4.
That's a good point.
I mean, the tequila's not great, but it's a gallon for $4.
I'll just mix it with some beans.
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Some of the lime,
I'm
the
sure
lime,
there's a tequila bean
the lime
somewhere.
beans. You know, tequila and lime, citrus. Get some citrus juice.
I don't know about that.
No, Tyler's not in. Not on this party.
So I bought that gin, and then we talked about I don't like gin,
I don't like gin either.
and I bought the wrong. When I bought it too, I was like, oh, this looks kind of good, and then I realized it was the brand that you said not to. But it's okay. Like, it's drinkable. That's what I can say about it. It's drinkable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's good or anything like that, but it's drinkable.
Many things
I
are
do
able
like-
to be imbibed.
I do like the fact that this one, because it has the lime already in it, that I don't have to add extra lime to it, and I was able just to put some ice and soda water in it.
Yeah.
I like Bud Lime.
Okay.
Yep, but lime's good. Not
It's
gin,
got
but
lime already added to it.
It does, yes. Yeah, that actually those are pretty good because those are kind of like
They're
juice.
not bad.
They're good if it's you're like mowing the lawn and you could just slam the six pack.
Well, that's normally when you want to drink any of those really cheap beers anyways, is when you're in the sun.
You know, the most surprising canned beverage that is actually, it's surprising that it's not terrible, is the apple seltzer by Rainier. The hard seltzer.
Oh,
Is it just called Rainier Seltzer or
I
something?
think so,
I
but
don't
the
think I've
apple
had the
flavor
I have
specifically.
not had the Rainier seltzers yet.
The apple one is really good. It tastes just like a Red Delicious apple.
Really?
That sounds
Yeah.
interesting.
I had the Bush apple. It was
Apple?
their apple beer,
I haven't
and
had
that was okay.
one.
It was
It's a beer.
yeah. It was their it was a limited
Apple
edition
beer.
Yep, it was an apple beer, and it was pretty good. Like it was a good like summer drink.
Usually when I find like canned mixed cocktails at the grocery store, they're not very good. They kind of taste.
Oh, yeah,
They
those
taste
are-
weird. They taste like malt liquor. But
That's because that's I mean
yeah, I know. I understand. I understand why it tastes like malt liquor. But I just recently found one called, I think it's called Loyal,
Loyal.
and they're 9%, and they're vodka. It's real vodka mixed with real juice, and they were vodka watermelon lemonades, and they were delicious.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it was like $9 for a 4-pack of them, and they're like
No, I'll get you
they're
there.
like the cans. They're
16s?
like this tall.
Are they
They're
Tubblers?
like 12s.
Oh, they're skinny.
They're
They're like
skinny,
yeah,
like a Red Bull
skinny
can.
12. Yeah.
Yeah,
skinny
yeah.
12.
But they're delicious. They're really good. I was impressed. Normally I buy them on a whim, and they're not very good. But these ones I was like, oh, these are tasty.
Actually, pretty good.
I like them.
Although you do like Admiral Nelson, so
I
I mean, it's gonna stick on you.
Listen to me.
That's
you can mix things together to make them taste good. I don't recommend
but you're
drinking
not
it by
suppo-
itself.
I mean, you can, but you're not always supposed to.
Yeah, most rums are for mixing.
Well, why would you make something to put in something else? I think that when
Because you
when
wanna get
vodka
drunk.
was first made, you would just drink it on its own, and
Right.
then people started adding stuff because they didn't like it.
They couldn't take it.
They couldn't take it, and so they started putting other things in it, and then that started catching on. But if you get a good spirit,
Sure.
like a good vodka,
If you get a good spirit,
a good gin,
any
a
spirit,
good rum,
a good one is worth sipping. But I'm saying most liquors made today
that is just,
are
most of
designed for mixing.
the
A lot of
popular
them,
ones,
yeah.
that are cheap.
Especially the flavored stuff.
Well, the flavor stuff you can sip actually.
You
No.
can't. So
Oh, yeah.
you can.
If you get pineapple infused vodka, you can just sip that on ice. You can.
I'm sorry.
that-
It's sugary.
That is designed.
You don't want to
for
mix
mixing.
it.
that's like Malibu. You,
You
don't
don't-
just
Oh yeah.
take a pull
Bailey's.
off of Malibu.
I just sip Bailey's.
I mean,
And
Bailey's is different.
I also love Jägermeister.
See, but that's different too. Jaeger and Bailey's are different.
I know they're different things.
Yes, no, I mean in the fact of the liquor itself.
They're
like
des-
you
they're-
can you
they're
can
things they're
have
designed
some
for
ice
mixing.
and some Bailey's in it, and that's a good drink. Like that's a nice cold milky drink almost, real sweet. But you could do that.
But they're designed for mixing.
I mean, I don't know. Was Bailey's actually designed for
I
mixing?
think Bailey's was made as a mixed drink
Was that what,
already.
is that what it was?
And you just warm it
Well,
up or
like
something.
Irish coffees.
Warm it up. Oh, yeah,
Have
you can put
Bailey's
it
in them, right?
coffee.
Warm Bailey's. I love.
okay, so
one of
if
my
it was
favorite
made-
things to have when it's like snowing outside or cold is Bailey's in hot chocolate.
Oh, see, that's good. Yeah.
That's
See, but again,
super
like
good.
that goes at the yeah for mixing. Then, if that's what it was made for, yeah. Like if unless it's specifically like I want to drink this creamy thing.
If you were to go to a liquor brand's website,
Mm-hmm.
usually they give you recipes.
Right. It's
Of
like
what-
this is
what
good.
to mix
this
their
is good
liquor
in
with.
this, and this is good in this. But I mean, a lot of things are meant to drink just normal. Like
As-
one of my favorite vodkas is 80 Acres,
Mm-hmm.
and it's made from Iowa sweet corn. Couple ice
Sure.
cubes, and it is awesome because
Yeah.
it actually is sweet and it has a bite, but it doesn't have like that burn.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
Yeah.
My favorite vodka is Reka vodka, and it's
Oh,
Icelandic.
that one's good. Yeah, that one's good.
It's like the rock filtered potato vodka.
The have you had the Olympia? That one's good. It comes like in a tall bottle. Oh, that one is awesome. Bobby loves that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
made, Reka is really good on its own, but I made Bloody Marys with it. So good. Like noticeably different, noticeably better
Yeah.
than
Then,
anything else.
then Skull Bloody Marys.
Absolutely.
To your point though, with most of these like being designed to be mixed, I don't think so. I think what happened was you had your base alcohols, and then somebody was like, if I had something like this too, maybe it'll cut it a little bit. And
So-
then your drinks came from that. So of course they're gonna get the recipe like, oh man, this does taste good.
I think we're disconnecting a little bit because I'm not talking about it was invented for mixing. I'm saying the brand
Okay.
specifically was designed for mixing.
Okay, you didn't say that at
Yeah,
the beginning. You just said most alcohols were made to be mixed.
Yeah, that's in today. The most alcohols on the shelf that you find
Okay.
are made to be mixed.
Okay.
Not
I
like
think- I
not
think
like
you
in
didn't,
a,
I
you
think
didn't
I understand
specify
I guess I
that,
didn't
but understand
specify
your thought
modern.
process
Yeah,
now.
you didn't specify modern. Okay, so that's
But I mean,
understandable.
like, if you were to go to Fred Meyer and go to the liquor section, the top shelf ones, yeah, you're supposed to sip those. But most of the liquor behind the glass
Yeah.
is designed to be mixed with something.
I had some.
Other than whiskeys. Whiskeys and bourbons are usually made for sipping. Usually.
Yeah, usually, and
You'll-
Scotch,
you'll
unless
find
you have.
some that you want to mix, but
Yeah.
most of them are made for sipping. But like vodka, rum, gin, tequila, those four specifically are mostly designed for mixing. I feel like.
I don't think tequila really. No.
No, you think most tequilas at the grocery store are supposed to be sipped by themselves?
I mean, you get your bottom shelf stuff. Of course, that's just to get you there, and it's tequila. Doesn't taste
Yeah.
great, but tequila by itself, I think, is more of just like.
You think
that-
it's a shot type of drink?
I mean, then that depends. That depends on what you get. Because like, I used to drink Bandolero tequila, the silver tequila, and it was good cheap tequila. Until I had good tequila,
What was the first one called?
Bandolero.
Bandolero with an L?
Bandolero.
Okay, because I had a bandejero
Oh,
with
this is
a with an
Bandolero.
H, no, like, with a J, and it was disgusting.
Yeah, no, this one was good.
It was the Bandolero knockoff.
Yeah, no, this one was good.
My dad smelled it and almost threw up.
Oh, jeez. This one burned, but it wasn't like great. But then, of course, Asher, being the guy he is, and very loving and generous, brings me some good bottles of
Yeah.
tequila. He brought me the Trace Generations, the Spado, and the silver of that. And then he ruined my cheap tequila because now I can't drink cheap tequila. But even though the cheap stuff, you could mix it and it would make it taste 1,000 times better.
Right.
But by itself, that's what it is. Like that's what you drink.
Yeah.
Because like that down in Mexico, that's kind of what their main
They just
drink
drink-
is
yeah,
tequila, and
tequila.
that's why
Tequila
you get a
and
gallon for $4.
cervezas. Yeah,
So
they have
speaking
lots
of-
of good Mexican beers too.
Tequila,
Yes.
I was listening to the last episode, and Calvin was talking about how he wondered how people in movies could just drink tequila like water. It's because it's a movie.
I know
it's
that.
water.
I know that.
But you're thinking like in real life.
But
the
it's
somebody
movie that
actually-
you referenced was The Three
I
Amigos.
know that, but they're like every stereotype is based on some truth.
Well, I mean, if you were an alcoholic, wouldn't you just take a pull
I
off
don't
of
think
a
that was
bottle?
the stereotype I was referencing.
No. I'm just saying if now think about it. If you're a bandit,
Sure.
Yeah, a bandito.
what do? You rob, kill, and drink and murder. You know, like that's what you do. So you're constantly going to be just building up your tolerance, so where you
guess.
can just take 3 pulls
Yeah,
off.
so,
that.
So you
I
think-
think it was not.
So you don't think that actual Mexicans drink tequila like water?
No.
I mean, I'm sure there's some. Asher.
Okay. We're starting to get a little bit too into like
No, I'm just
some
like
bad territory
'cause-
here.
No. I mean, I can see where you're going. I can see where you're going with that. But I mean, like, because you have your different drinks, though, because like tequila is mainly down there, and then
Right.
like over in Ireland is your scotches, or not scotch, your
Scotch from
Irish
Scotland.
whiskeys, your
Don't
whiskeys
let
and
any
like your
Irish
Guinness,
persons
and then
hear you say that.
Scotch in Scotland. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's
Yeah,
that's
right.
what they drink, and you can say like, oh yeah, you know, a Scottish guy can throw them back, and that's how it is. It's like we went to a bar in Vegas once, and it was one of the Irish pubs, and the guy was there was from Ireland, and he made me like tons of shots and was like, yeah, this is what we have. This is back home.
Drink.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
Like, that was the first time I had a cement mixer. You ever had one of those?
Cement mix?
I have not had one, but I know what it is.
Do you know what it is?
I
Oh man.
I will never have one.
So, they're good. So it depends though. So the flavor is amazing. If you don't know what the cement mixer is, it is a shot of Bailey's and a shot of lemon juice. Warning: the following scene contains graphic abuse. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, gee.
Thank you. It's okay. I needed another one anyways.
Oh man,
I'm gonna leave that in so everybody knows.
that's abuse right there.
It is. That was horrible too. It was like a half a glass too. Darn it.
That was a lot of meat you just wasted.
That was like an
alcohol
ounce. It was
abuse.
like an ounce and a half of that.
I mean, it's nice that the glass has that lip on it, so it did kind
It
of
saved a
hold
little bit for you.
half of it.
Just a little. So the cement mixer is a shot of Bailey's and a shot of lemon juice.
Cement mixer.
A cement mixer is what it's
Oh,
called.
I thought you were saying some like foreign word.
Oh,
Cement mixer.
I thought you were like, have you ever had Miss Mixer? I'm like, is that like Danish or something?
To your credit, I do talk fast and mumble sometimes. So.
Cement mixer. I've heard of that. Okay.
And it's you get the two shots, and you take the shot of Bailey's and you put it in your mouth, and you hold it, and then you take the shot of lemon juice, same thing, and you hold it, and then you swish it with your tongue. And as soon as you do that, the acids mix with the dairy in it, and it curdles.
Oh no.
And as soon as I did that, the cat looked at me and went, "Cottage cheese, right?" I'm like, mm-hmm. But the flavor, awesome.
Like the texture's weird, but the flavor's
Texture
amazing.
was disgusting.
Because you just made cheese in your mouth.
Yeah, yep. But the flavor, oh man,
Yeah.
so good. Because you got that like sweetness of the Baileys and their lemon juice that they use because they make it special in that place. I don't know. I don't know what they do.
juice
It's
their own
so
lemons.
good. I don't know what they put in it. It's so good though.
lemons.
Lemons.
Lemons, just lemons, just lemons.
Some homegrown lemons.
Ooh, we should all go to Vegas. That'd be fun.
Oh no.
I have
Have you guys
no
ever been?
desire to go to Vegas.
I don't think there's anything in Vegas that I want to do.
You guys never been to Vegas?
No.
No.
Oh, it's so fun just
I
to
know,
go hang around.
I know people that go,
I'd
and
rather-
they say it's awesome because the hotel pool is
Oh.
just like being at a beach.
Depends on where you
I would rather just go to the
Go
beach.
to the beach, yeah.
Right, but you can't get
I
like
would-
a gallon iced
You can.
drink at the beach.
You can.
It depends
you
on the
can.
beach.
You can bring it to
You
the
can
beach.
bring it, and then
Yes.
it's cheaper too.
I don't know, $5 is pretty good. And then you can just go fill it.
What was that place we went to together in California that was like an oasis in a desert?
Oh, that was Indio.
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 Indio, California,
Indio.
but it was.
It was a
my parents
timeshare
had- yeah.
at a
Indio, California.
Indio, California is the town, which is
It was a
literally
desert.
just in the middle of
It was nothing.
Where
There's
at?
just a condo there. It's Southern California in the middle of the desert.
Just like,
Just
Literally
there's
just in
like
the
a
middle of the
gas.
desert.
There's a gas station, a grocery store, and a resort, and that's all that's
geez.
there.
I mean, there's golf courses there.
The golf courses.
you
It's
gotta
it's
have something for the retired people to do.
retirement, You know, like
I feel like the
people
golf courses were
retire
like
there.
almost part of the resort, wouldn't they? No.
No, there was a bunch of golf courses,
Okay.
and around the town is where they grow sod. So it's like you're in the middle of the desert, and then you come down into the valley, and it's like green, but it's just where they like grow sod.
it's just
So
constant,
it's just constant
green, lush
grass, and then they rip it all out, sell it, and then there's more.
That's awesome.
But no, that was at the
It was a timeshare little resort
the
that had
condo.
a lazy river and a pool.
worst sunburn I've ever gotten.
That was
Oh, yeah?
That was one of the
Oh,
funnest
man.
weeks though. It was super duper.
It was
fun
really fun. It was
Yeah.
until I got the last
until you got
3 days.
you got cooked. Tyler's
Just-
the only person I know that gets sunburned on the top of his feet.
it was the tops of my
I
feet.
think I remember hearing about that.
They
'Cause weren't you like purple? Almost?
no. That was a different story.
Okay.
No, this one was it was.
No, that was
because
when I was
had-
bored.
Wait a minute.
No, I didn't. I've never turned purple. I've never been so sunburnt that I turned purple. That was a different. That was a friend.
Okay.
But
I might be thinking
no.
of a different friend that I know that did that. He fell asleep on the back of a boat.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and like his
Yeah,
back
no.
was just.
So, like, I put sunscreen on, and usually when you're like swimming around, whatever, like,
Yeah.
your feet are in the water far enough to where it doesn't matter. But I was on the lazy river all day, and I had sunscreen on except for my feet, and they got so burnt. And then I don't remember. because I was like, what, 14?
Something like that.
Stupid
It's
teenager.
like one of the worst times to get it then, because then you're real self-conscious.
And so like my feet were blistering, like the tops of my feet were like swollen and just big blisters.
Oh, it doesn't
and
sound good.
I was just miserable. And somebody was like, "Why don't you put some like vitamin E oil or something? Why don't you put some oil on them?" Like vitamin, I don't remember exactly what it was.
Aloe vera?
It wasn't aloe because we didn't have any there.
Aloe would have helped probably.
It
some
would
cream
have
on it.
if we would have had some. That would have helped.
Why
yes.
aren't there any aloe
But
in the middle of the desert?
somebody handed me like this bottle of oil, which
golly.
is basically like what you put on when you want to tan really fast.
They give you suntan
And
oil.
so I like put that on my feet, and it just locked the heat in. And so then they just like got worse.
Then his feet fell off. He's wearing prosthetics right now.
And so yeah.
At least he's still not wearing
So then I spent the rest of that night with my feet in the bathtub full of ice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the
That was
worst.
horrible.
It was a super fun trip though. Other than that,
Everything else was awesome. Yeah.
Except
there was
for-
a swimming
for feet.
contest and I think we tied. And we,
No.
Ooh.
And
No, I won.
and we both got free smoothies.
Ooh.
I got a free smoothie, so I know that I tied. That's how I know.
You didn't tie. They just gave you one.
We tied.
You got a participant smoothie.
No one else
Yeah.
got it. Only me and
They probably
Tyler
felt
got
bad
it.
for you.
Because the other kids were like 6 years old.
We won.
Of course you did.
We tied.
Suck it, toddlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
You and your short arms.
They can't even swim.
they were the only ones that wanted to participate in the swimming contest, and Tyler and I were like, I like smoothies. So we joined
Yeah.
the contest.
I think everybody got a smoothie.
Oh man.
we tied.
Yeah, we'll let him have it.
Okay.
It'll hurt his ego if we were telling him really.
No,
We
that
go to
was
Vegas
awful.
though. We do need to go to Vegas.
I don't want to go to Vegas.
But it.
The
There's
entire
more-
concept and idea of Vegas does not intrigue me whatsoever.
Really, nothing. Not even.
Nothing about Vegas makes me think I want to go there.
Like even going to like a speakeasy or anything like that.
No.
I feel like you
Really?
can find a speakeasy
There's
not in
lots
Vegas.
of speakeasies
Well,
much closer.
You can
Yeah, that's
always
true.
find much closer ones, but there's places like that have like.
Are there really speakeasies in Vegas? Because
Yeah,
the
I went
Vegas
to
is
one.
like the one place that's never needed a speakeasy.
No, I went there.
feel like
Yeah, no,
maybe-
it's different because it gets you away from the whole strip. You know.
Yeah, I feel like maybe
douchey
when we think
atmosphere.
of Vegas, we're just thinking of the Strip.
Yeah, there's more than just that normal strip. Like you can even go down to the Old Town stuff, and it's way better than just the normal strip.
But it's cheap.
Oh yeah, super duper cheap. Dick's is one of the best places to go. That's actually probably one of the places
I don't like Dick's.
You'd like this Dick's. It's pretty great.
I actually did go to.
These nuts.
I went to the Dick's in Seattle recently.
I gotta think about that.
It's
pretty good.
I used to not like
character.
them at all because I thought that they're.
Oh, Dick's Burgers.
Yeah.
Dick's is
I
amazing.
used to hate it because the fries were soggy and the burgers were tiny, and I didn't like it. But now I went again, like a month, I went like 3 months ago.
I was gonna say something, but I stopped myself.
I went like 3 months ago, and I still didn't like the fries because they were still soggy and gross for $3.
You don't
But
like floppy fries?
No, I like crispy fries.
Oh, okay. Man, that's
I like red
not
Red
the first half-
Robins.
That's a
No.
half. Oh, you with me on that one too?
No, I'm with Calvin.
Oh, you
on
with
that
Calvin?
one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Crispy fries
Like-
over soggy fries.
Oh yeah, soggy
Really?
fries are gross.
Now, see, I prefer not like soggy fries, but I like more limp fries.
You like-
Depending on
You like
the
limp dick fries?
depending on the kind of fries. It's still recording. Oh,
I know.
you're just looking at
I'm
the
just-
camera.
I'm giv-
Oh,
I'm
I
letting
mean,
them
you
know.
should look at the camera. When
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't need to.
He's pulling a Jim Halpert.
right.
No. This is much more angry than Jim Halpert.
Going splitting off again. But did you know that Martin Freeman, after he did the original Office, it ruined his career for a good 4 years? Because every time he would be on like a film or something, he would spike the camera after he did the Office because he was so used to it.
Who?
Martin Freeman, the original Office.
Oh, the British. one.
the British
that's what I
Michael
said,
Scott.
the original
Yeah.
Office.
Yeah.
It just ruined it because he'd be on the film and then just go look over.
Yeah, it makes
do that.
sense.
It's pretty great.
No, you're not supposed to,
No, you're not. But
unless you're Deadpool
true.
or just Ryan Reynolds in general.
Never
actually,
seen Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds in general just spikes the camera.
A midnight showing of that one. Awesome. It's probably one of my favorite heroes, I think. I mean, not in the stereotypical of because he's the anti-hero, but just, I don't know, there's something about the way his attitude is. Obviously, it's real douchey and up to him, pretentious, all about him. But like his interaction and quips against the original X-Men and things, I think that's what makes it is like him and Wolverine, so good. Neither of them can die, so they're always fighting each other. And then in the first movie, Colossus had him in his arm. I think his arm or foot, and he like cut his own arm off or his foot off so he could get away, and then he's like growing him back. I think it was his arm.
He had little baby arms.
Yeah, he had little baby arms.
Because they grow like faster than a regular person, obviously, but still they have to grow all the way up from child arm.
Yep, from a little nubbin like a.
It doesn't just regrow into a full arm. It'll like grow a little hand, and then it'll turn into a limb.
Do you need to pee?
No.
Okay, you're just kind of twitchy.
No, that's
Okay.
just what I do.
He's just happy.
Okay.
He's got a happy feet.
You can pee anytime you want to.
I peed before we started talking,
Okay.
so I'm good.
I mean, anytime in between. I'm getting that right out the gate.
I mean, you can't be
because
you can't.
because I'm just getting that right out the
Are you telling me
gate.
this because you have to?
You can't pee anytime you want to. You have to go to the bathroom.
No, I mean,
Dang it.
no, you don't.
You can't just do
Dang
it right
it.
here.
Are you wearing the pins?
No.
Probably.
Oops, I crapped my pants. I watched that skit the other day. Such a good skit. But like,
SNL.
we're not so professional that you can go ahead and go pee. I don't care. It's
Okay.
fine. I've dealt with that in the past. So
What did we tangent from?
I don't know.
Did anybody
topic is
anybody
gone.
come here today with something that they wanted to talk about that we
Oh.
haven't talked about yet?
That's why I grabbed my phone and then we went off something else. Yeah, because I remembered Tippy. That's where we started
Right.
when I was doing the thing, and then we went way beyond that. But let me find my note here. It's pretty good. Why is canning called canning and not jarring? Because you're not using cans, you're using jars.
I think they used to.
But wouldn't glass be more accessible than metal
Aluminum's
back in
cheaper.
the day?
Aluminum's cheaper than glass.
But I mean, I feel like glass would have been around more than a tin can or an aluminum can. Glass jars were
Sure.
there before that. So why is it called jar or canning and not jarring? Because it's a jar.
Maybe it's the
Did that
process.
process start with cans?
I don't think so because
And then
it's
they moved
preserving
to jars
it.
but did it start with? Did they do that before the industrial era? Like maybe it started canning in factories and they started putting cans in, and then they adopted that to home.
Like other people started adopting the same technique with jars.
Well, no,
Right, with
because
the jar
before the
thing.
industrial stuff, everybody in the back country. I had my grandma or my great grandma when she died up in her attic. She had cans of old
So maybe-
stuff from like the 30s.
So
Cans.
Right, but I'm saying canning stuff, but it was glass jars
So
with
maybe-
metal tops and rings.
This is how I think it happened. I think that canning is the term for the technique,
Right,
and cans are called cans because of canning.
right.
So cans came after canning.
But why is it called canning? 'Cause it's,
Why isn't it called feeding when you walk?
because you're walking.
Right.
That's different.
Because the term for that action is walking, even though you're using your
True.
feet.
I'm saying where did canning come from though? Like why is canning the term for that?
Maybe it's completely separate.
That's what
Okay,
I'm saying.
that could be.
I
That could
think
be.
that
Like the term for the action was canning. And
Yeah.
Then,
Yeah.
And then they named the can a can because it was invented so that they could can with it.
that's what I just said.
What
Right,
they, yeah.
exactly.
What did they
Yeah,
call it
no,
before that
yeah.
though? What did they call it before they called it canning?
It didn't exist.
I don't think it. I think that was that technique of preserving food in a container is called canning, regardless of what you put it in. I think that cans were invented after that and named after the.
Well,
the
yeah,
technique of
that
canning.
yeah, I get
Yeah.
that the cans being named that, but I don't know. It's
I
just
know. I think now you're getting into more word etymology, and
That- that
we
could
need
be
to,
what
we
it
need to
is.
Google that
That could be what
because
it
no
is.
one's gonna know the actual etymology of
Yeah.
the word.
That's just one of the things that popped into my head the other day.
Yeah.
Because I was moving a bunch of canning stuff,
Yeah.
jarring stuff.
That
I'm gonna
reminded
start
me-
calling it jarring. Yeah.
That reminded me of the video that your wife posted of your daughter.
Oh.
Her little stand-up routine.
Her Seinfeld bit.
That was pretty funny. I gotta say, that was really funny.
I'm thirsty.
What's
Are
the
ya?
deal
Would you
with
like some
bananas?
Yeah. What's the deal with
I mean,
bananas?
I get it; they're appealing. And if you want to share them, you can always split it.
See, if
good. It's way funnier when she does it than when I do.
yeah, when we do it, that's not.
She's
Yeah.
funnier than you, Tyler.
Yeah.
We should have her as a guest.
What's really
She is
good
way
is
funnier.
I actually did one when I did the Pints of Pants. I had Riley runs the show. It's like 10 minutes. Just me and her talked about like Barbies and stuff. It was pretty great. I think we talked about this the other day, but Jim Cummings is probably one of the most versatile voice actors. He does Tigger. He does I think he does Winnie the Pooh. He did one of the voices from Splatterhouse, like the main dude. He does like most of your childhood characters is Jim Cummings. It's just like it's an interesting person.
And Ka from Jungle Book.
Yep. And he's also Cat in Cat Dog. He has done so much.
There's a bunch of people like that,
He's
like
super
voice,
old.
He is.
like voice
but he's looked the
actors.
same since his first headshot.
Like voice actors who
Yeah.
have just done like 50 different characters that like everybody knows, but no one knows they're the same person. Mm-hmm. There's a few people like that. I've seen Facebook posts about that. Like, hey, did you know that this guy voiced these people? And it's like, oh my god, I didn't-
It's such a hard thing to get into because I mean I could do some impressions and like different kinds of voices and stuff. I do that every now and then because I try to figure out my own stuff. But it's so hard to be consistent and be like, oh man, that sounds good. Like that sounds like a good voice. But like, oh man,
you can't be the Rick and Morty
The
guy.
next day, you can't recreate it.
You can't be the Rick and
I
Morty
mean,
guy.
I don't know, man. Like,
Well,
geez,
no, because
geez, Calvin.
because the one guy voices every character in that show.
I
No,
mean,
he
no-
only does 2 characters.
No,
You're thinking of Family Guy.
No.
no, Rick and Morty, he does every character.
He does pretty much everybody.
Almost-
Everybody that's
almost every
not.
character. Every character that's not the family.
Yeah.
Like
because
the family is
I will never know.
the dad, mom, and daughter, and then Rick and Morty are the same guy. But then every other side character that randomly shows up is
It's pretty much
is
them,
Rick.
unless it's like a specific person, like the lady from Farscape. That's a reference. I don't know if you guys know that show.
No.
Farscape. I think I've heard of it.
Sci-fi, good sci-fi back in the day. She does a lot of voice acting in video games and stuff. She's the voice of. Do you remember the one where Morty gets the sex robot? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the planet that they go to, the ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main lady that's the lady.
Okay.
And she's in so many different things, and like even in a bunch of different video games, I've noticed like, oh wait, hey, that's her. Because I've been looking into doing that. 'Cause Maggie tried to do that once. I know she tried to get on to do a voice for Dragon Age, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird sometimes when you recognize voice actors from other places that you
Right.
wouldn't expect to see them in. Like there's this one Viking TV show that I was watching
Would you like another one? That's what I'm saying. You can keep talking. I'm
where
just-
where like in like the 3rd season this guy shows up and I'm like, this voice sounds so familiar. Where do I know this guy from? I looked him up and he's like the main character in a video game that I have like 120 hours in.
nice.
And so then like every time he talks, I'm like he's not even using a different voice. It's like literally the video game character on the screen talking. And I'm like, this is trippy. Like you're the exact that's just your voice. It's like your regular voice is the game character that I just played 120 hours as. And like dialogue options, everything, like story motivating things. And then it's just this dude in the TV show. He's a bad guy in the TV show, even though he was a hero in the game. And I'm like, it's just so weird hearing the exact same voice.
When voice actors do that, we're like, no, I'm not going to change it up. This is just my
Yeah.
voice. That's
Yeah.
It's like in Destiny 2, the
robot guy.
not the warlock, but the blue guy.
The blue guy? Oh.
This is where I take a nap.
Well, you like Destiny.
It's Destiny. Actually, I was thinking about that too. That's another one we should all play together. It's Destiny because
I
it's
did
free.
like it. I didn't play it very much
Well, we'll get Destiny 2's free
because
so
I
we
don't
should-
play video games.
But now you will.
You have to now.
I mean, it doesn't have
I
to.
don't have
You
to.
have to now.
It could just be
You're
making
part of the-
Calvin's time to shine.
And then,
I mean-
well, then if we do that, you have to commentate what we're doing as someone who has no idea what we're doing.
Done.
That would be funny.
I mean, yeah.
If we play a game
We could do that.
we like and he talks about our game without having any prior knowledge of the game at all,
That would be interesting.
that could work.
Figure out what
If
we're
he doesn't
doing.
actually want to play it,
I'll just make fun of both of you.
That's fine.
For losing.
That's fine. You have to do more than just make fun of somebody lose. Though. You have to like commentate and like give your thoughts on what's happening. Like,
Yeah.
you have to be involved in it,
Yeah.
not just make fun of us.
Of course, yeah. You have your
It's like a 90-10.
Yeah, a 90-10?
yeah. You get the peanut
10%
gallery
making fun of us?
No, 90%
Oh,
making fun
oh,
of you,
no.
10%,
Oh, that's
10%
normal.
me saying
Anything?
something
Interesting?
that's not making fun of you.
I think our next thing though should be an RPG, like we were talking about. I think.
Like a tabletop?
Yeah. I believe Asher sent you a code
Simulator.
for the tabletop simulator.
He didn't send me a code. He sent me the game,
Just send the whole game.
the whole
Well,
thing.
that was
I mean, it's not a game.
It's
It's
kind
a
of
simulator.
Kind of.
it's a game because there's multi-functional
It's like Gmod.
games in there.
Is it
It's a game with other
So-
games
like an
in it.
open source
In,
thing?
in that
Yeah.
aspect, yes.
People create stuff for it.
Yeah, you can games that are like on Kickstarter. They create assets for that, so you can try the game out before you buy it, or they can get feedback on it, so they can actually improve it,
Yep.
which is really nice. Like the drinking quest is on there and stuff like that too.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh dang! I should have brought that one.
Drinking Quest. Did you
Should've.
want to play a board game on this podcast?
I mean, at some point maybe. Yeah.
So
Everybody likes
going,
watching
going
things.
back to the other thing that you're working on
Yeah.
and wanting Pacific Northwest themed
TV show.
ideas. I was so I work in construction.
Yes.
Obviously. I mean, not obviously, but
I mean, you are
For those-
repping the
For
company.
those who don't know,
I do have the to the T construction.
Yeah. Zoom in on that camera right there.
Shout out to me.
Shout out to myself.
But no, I was just thinking that one of the things that's pretty common with construction workers that work outside, especially around here, because it rains all the time. As soon as it's like you'll start working, it'll be nice, especially in the springtime, because the weather's super unpredictable. So it'll be super nice, and then it'll start raining, and then you think, "Oh, I'll wait it out because it'll stop." It doesn't stop. So you put your rain gear on. As soon as you put your rain gear on, it stops. So one guy on the job site always has to have his rain gear on all day long so that it doesn't rain.
Nice.
That's
And
a
it's
good
always it's always the
Yeah.
new guy because rain gear is so hot and
Yeah.
sweaty, and you just are miserable when
And
it's
then you have to have like one moment where he like takes off like his hat to like wipe his head and like the clouds start forming.
yeah. Or
And
he's
they're all
like,
like, put it back on.
he's like, it's 3:00. We get done at 3:30. I just gotta take this off.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no.
You fight through the chafe.
Yeah.
Because
That'd be
that's
funny.
one thing that rain gear does to you, especially if you've ever been wet and then you throw it on.
Oh,
is
yeah.
Your thighs are a burning
Yeah,
after
it's
a while.
horrible.
I mowed lawns for a while.
Fun.
There's something about like having to deal with that kind of job where you're just soaked, even though you are wearing protective gear to make yourself stay dry.
Yeah.
It does not help. Even I had waders on.
Usually
It's so bad.
Usually, because especially in construction, you got to wear that stuff to stay dry. But then your job is so physical, you start sweating, so then you just get soaked anyways.
And then you just boots
then-
filled.
Almost
Yeah,
might be
and
better
then you're
just to
just
let the
still-
rain cool you off.
Yeah, but then you're even more soaked, and then
Yeah.
and
Then you get sick.
Yeah.
yeah, you can't. What's really good is just invest in good rain gear.
What's really good is to get a job lets you work indoors.
But if everybody
Not
did
like
that,
this.
then a lot of stuff wouldn't get done.
I'm fine with that.
That's true.
You'd be
I'm
fine
100% okay with nobody have to work outside.
You're 100% fine with you not having a house.
I have a house because people could.
Because
people could
somebody
else
worked
could've-
outside
They
in the
didn't
rain.
have to do it in the rain.
Oh, yes, they did.
In fact, normally when it rains, construction people go home
No,
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Nuh-uh.
not at all.
They work through that.
because you can't get the materials wet. You have to cover them up.
No.
You know trees grow in the wild, right? And they,
Yeah,
they
but you
keep- they get
can't
water
use
on 'em?
wet wood.
Do you know
when
how they?
you're
You know how they?
building things.
Do you know how they preserve logs so they don't rot?
like treatment, like they treat it?
Yeah.
They sink it in the water.
I know that, but I'm talking about.
Well, and when they kiln it too, they're pulling all the moisture and things out. And when water gets wet, it's gonna put some of the moisture out, but it's gonna evaporate right out. When they're out there doing the whole framing and everything like that, if it's pouring down
There
rain,
are
you're
some
still getting your things done.
materials that aren't allowed to get wet. That's true, but those are on the inside of the house.
Yeah.
Or like the roof.
The roof can get wet. It's the stuff inside the roof that's not supposed to get wet.
You can't do roofing in the rain.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
I've done it.
I've done it many times.
Yeah.
That's a safety
Yes.
hazard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
but
it
that's
is.
what you do.
But
You must not be
around
insured.
around here,
I mean, they were. Yeah.
That's
if you don't work
That's
in the
crazy,
rain,
'cause
then you don't work at all.
Because
Right.
I had 2 companies come out and do an estimate on my roof to try to replace it, and both of them said they don't work in the rain.
Well, it's because they just didn't. No. Then they just didn't want to work.
No, because it's a safety hazard to roof in the rain,
It
and
is.
your insurance will drop you.
Right. So then there's probably something going on there because most people are licensed and bonded and covered up to a certain thing for those hazards because that is part of the hazards of that job. If you're only going to be putting a roof on when it's nice out, then it's going to take
you
forever
only
to
work
get
like
things done.
3 weeks a year.
Yeah. Today in Raymond, watching some guys do it on a pitch that was like
That's
that.
crazy.
And they're up there just, tacking them up there.
I know my job I can't really do in the rain
Yeah.
because it's mostly electrical.
Oh, well, I mean, that's yeah.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense.
I did a lot of electrical work in the rain.
that's also highly dangerous,
In
kinda-
standing
especially with high
It's very
voltage.
stimulating.
yeah. Oh,
Every
yeah.
time you click that trigger.
There was, because I used to work as an electrician before.
You're a regular electrician,
I was a regular electrician.
like an O2.
I was.
You never got your license.
No,
but
I
you
had
were
I
O2
had
trainee.
almost all of the hours, and then I got dropped, and then I decided that I didn't really care for that work anymore. So then I changed. But anyway, when I was working as an electrician, we were on this one job where we had to pull the main feeder wire that goes from the transformer to the house, and the entire thing was in a ditch. And it had been raining so much that the whole ditch was filled with water. And then the box that holds all of the connections
Oh no.
was also full of water.
Yeah, we would have gone home.
And we had to pull it all that wire in. And so we were like shoulder deep in water with
no.
live electrical.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that's scary.
Could have died.
Yeah, and that's heavy voltage too.
Very. But
Yeah.
everything was done properly.
That's good.
How
so
do you
that
do
I
it
did not
properly
die.
if you have to be shoulder deep in electrical water?
You pull it out of the water.
How can you
put
do that
all of the
properly?
water-
Someone's
Waterproof
holding
connections.
there's a daisy chain of hands, and one person is touching this metal post just to make sure you're
Yeah,
grounded.
That would kill everybody. It would go
No,
through
it's
all their
grounded,
hearts.
It's
So-
grounded, so it's
Yeah,
all
but
just
it
gonna
would,
go.
it would go through your heart and you would die.
But it only leaves the last person.
What?
No, it has to go through everybody.
I
The person on the
again,
last.
this
so,
is
okay.
me.
Everybody would die.
So the last person's hand
Yes.
would explode.
More than
but
likely,
everybody
yes.
else's hearts would stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it might be a fun experience once.
No,
No.
but yeah, there's
Once.
Maybe
as
for
long as,
onlookers.
as long as the exposed metal conductors aren't touching the water, then you're okay.
But what if
Yeah.
one of the things is broken, or like there's a
You would know.
because you'd be dead?
No, because it would explode.
Oh,
Because it's grounded.
right.
Usually, like a big old breaker, the
Yeah.
thing that clicks,
Like click.
or that big old thing that's on the.
The transformer.
Posts, yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Quite a few of those pop recently around Raymond.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why either. They just-
Probably because
There was
Tyler
a-
was working on them.
There's a transformer right outside my bedroom window, and one morning at like 6 in the morning, one of the lines exploded because a squirrel touched it,
Oh no, poor guy.
and it
The
was
squirrel
like,
also exploded.
the squirrel.
Yeah.
He didn't explode, but I was thinking about if you would have asked me earlier for a really bad taxidermied animal, this would have been it.
I got a new pet.
Yeah, because I was in a dead sleep and woke up to this explosion that like shook my room.
Wow.
I went outside, like looking around, and there was a homeless guy standing out there, and I was like, "What did you do?" And he just pointed up at the transformer and said, "Squirrel."
Hey.
And I was like, "What does that? What?" And I was imagining him like he caught the squirrel and was throwing him,
Chucked it up on
threw him up at the transformer. But
That sounds like a
You
fun
do
hobby.
live in Shelton,
It's a
too.
fun hobby to throw rodents at electrical wires.
yeah,
That
but
would-
like apparently he had been like cruising down the alley, looked up and saw this squirrel running across the power lines, and then he
Then just
like,
bap.
as he was jumping from one to the next, his tail touched the other one, and he just exploded. Because I
Jeez.
looked, I was like, he was like throwing stuff at the transformer and like touched the two lines and it blew up. But then I was looking around underneath the power pole, and sure enough, there's this squirrel,
Just
like fully like stiff but still smoking. Like his tail like had singed and everything, but he was like stuck, just stiff.
In the
that's
jump
hot and
position.
ready.
Yeah.
Hot and ready. Yeah, it's
Fresh.
hot and ready
Yeah.
right there. You
Fresh electrified squirrel.
And then the when
Really
the guy
good.
came to fix
The
it from
squirrel's
the
tasty.
PUD, he came to fix it, and he had like 4 of those squirrels on the front of his truck, like all the jobs that he'd been at.
That's amazing.
That's pretty great, actually. I bet that guy is.
I was like, hey, you
that
missed
guy
one. And he's like,
enjoys
"Nah,
his
I've got
job."
enough of them.
Oh man, I'd be picking them all up. It's like the
He
marks
opens
on
the
the
back
old.
of his van and just fried squirrels fall out.
I was thinking like the old planes back in the war. They'd put the mark of how many
Yeah.
they downed.
Oh yeah.
A kill
You got
mark.
like 4 squirrels. There's a crane. Why is there a deer?
Just get stickers for the back of your van for every animal you see be electrocuted to death.
Well, I'm getting thirsty. Aren't you?
Should we take a drink break?
I think
Should we take a break or should we call
no. I
it?
think we're gonna take a break. We're just gonna leave it because I want to go get a drink somewhere.
Just leave recording and then just cut it later.
Well,
Or are we gonna like
no. just-
stop and then just hang out for a little bit?
take a break as in hit stop, go get drinks, come back, hit record again, instead of you having to cut.
Oh no. Bye. You're gonna say bye to the camera?
Oh, we're actually.
You
I
do
thought
not.
you were saying
You do not.
bye.
Re-
I
no,
thought
you
were
do
saying
not
bye to
realize
the-
that I'm. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, bye,
Bye.
everybody. We'll see you later. Beers Per Minute has been presented by Stupid Mythic Forest. New episodes come out on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Don't forget to rate and subscribe so you never miss a thing. Stupid